Hello, everyone. I am Matt Williamson at Williamson NFL. How's everyone doing? Wild stuff going on in Steelerland. Seems to at least calm down for now, but probably as soon as I stop hitting record, they'll do something to wide receiver. Who knows? So I have a bunch of news and notes to kind of just talk about. Some things that I want to get deeper into that we touched on the last couple of days. But a big thing is the offensive changes. Now, the entire quarterback room has been, refurbished, gone. You're out. Deontay's out. Chooks is out. Don't you kind of get the feeling, especially with Deontay and Chooks, that they just weren't happy here with how things went on offense or had some sort of beef complaint with the organization, and boom, you're gone. We don't want hostages. We want volunteers, all that. Allen Robinson and Cole are also gone, but I think they were quite the opposite. I think they were team guys, and I don't know these people, I'm not friends with them. I don't, interview them even, but close enough to at least give you some insight here. I think Allen Robinson and Cole just weren't good enough at football. And who knows, one or both could even end up coming back on an easy deal. But I think a lot of it with the others, Chooks, Deontay, seemed like Pickett at the end. Who knows with the other quarterbacks, but they went. Was unhappiness with their role or Canada? Think there's something to be said for that, or how they were treated, or whatever. So boom, you're out. We don't need you. The train is moving without you. And I know everyone's saying cute and warm and fuzzy things right now, but it sure seems to me that both these quarterbacks really want to be here. And Wilson and Fields, of course. And Fields has even said, like when he drafted, he used to study Wilson tape. And I think the dynamic between the two of these players is great for where they're at in their careers. Their strengths and weaknesses are very similar, especially to an early career Wilson. So I think that's not an accident. And the fact that you landed them both and their eagerness and work ethic, and Fields is like off the charts in that manner, by the way. I'm not sure if I've stressed that enough. So I do want to talk some more about those two, mostly in a negative fashion on the field, things we need to get better at from Wilson and Fields. But the fact that they're both here and very excited about it and should work well with each other and others and have obvious leadership traits and experience and pedigree and all those things, I think counts for something. Does that mean you can beat the Bills in the first round of the playoffs? We don't know. But I'm not saying yes, but I think it's a step in the right direction, of course. BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. With up-to-minute odds, stats, trends, you can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs and in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop or your mobile devices. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team. And remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. Now, I've touched on this some, and I very much believe you will get many, many, many more big plays from the quarterback position, and I think you're going to get noticeably more negatives as well. Both of these guys, pressure to sack ratio. And now pressures are a little foggy. I'm not sure exactly who's sitting there saying, that's a pressure, that's a pressure. But when there's a pressure from a defensive pass rusher, what percentage of them turn into sacks? That's a quarterback stat. The linemen are beaten, the pressure's on. Do you take a sack or not? I don't know this off the top of my head, but a guy like Peyton Manning was phenomenal with that. These are quarterback stats. These two are terrible with it. They just are. They hold the ball a long time. They rely on athleticism. They don't field the rush particularly well. And this is more so true for Fields because he's the younger version. Hasn't been around the block as much. But both got better last year in this metric, pressure to sack rate. Okay, so maybe they're starting to get it. Wilson got the ball out of his hands a lot quicker on short throws, but Fields maybe is turning the corner a little bit in this regard. Again, it was better in 2003, especially Fields, but it was still bad. And I also think one way of putting it is both these players invite pressure a little more than you would like. Again, Manning's such a great example of, being a computer back there, and just Brady, boom, balls out, But these guys invite pressure more than you would like. There's no doubt about that. I also don't know that I've stressed enough, especially with Fields, great deep ball passing. For both these guys. Two of the better deep ball throwers in the entire league. So I wanted to make sure that was stressed as well. Couple more small nuggets I wanted to talk about that I just wanted to get deeper into is we talked a fair amount about Elliott, the safety signing, and I like it more and more and more and more the more I dig into it. And what I told you before was he's a good run defender. He's versatile. He's got good size. But what I undersold, I think, going back and listening to that podcast, he's a great run defender. He is a phenomenal run defender, even though he spent a lot of his time as a deep middle free safety. When he's in the box playing the run, or as a last layer of defense as a tackler on too high, single high, whatever, he is a great run defender. He's probably a top 10 type safety against the run in the entire league, and a very good tackler, but a violent physical tackler. I think his style of play will be pretty popular around here. I've talked to you a lot about Mike Williams. As I'm recording this, I think he's in Carolina as we speak. He is going to stop off in New York, New Jersey to visit the Jets, and then will be in Pittsburgh on Tuesday. Player visits have become kind of a thing of the past, but in this stage of the game, of the free agency game, you see more of them. But I'm certain what's going on with him is medical, that they want to get their doctors' hands on this player, all three of those teams. There's also been some speculation that the Chargers would be interested in bringing him back. I'm very interested in him at the Steelers, don't get me wrong, but my hunch is just knowing how the teams operate, the Panthers and Jets will offer him more money. But hopefully they've talked with the agent enough to say, at least come visit us. Don't sign anything until the 3 visits are in the books. I know that's easier said than done. Teams don't let you out of the building and pay you all that. But I think patience is important here, and I'm very intrigued with them. And speaking of patience, I've been telling my son, who's 17, you got to watch Rounders. Rounders is a great movie, blah, blah, blah. And he hasn't yet. I think he will soon. Who knows? He's 17. But a scene from that movie, Teddy KGB goes, "This kid's got alligator blood." That's Omar, man. Omar has alligator blood. He is stone cold reptilian and not letting you know what he's thinking. He's just looming right under the surface, patient and deadly. And gets the job done. Gets that antelope into the pond and chomps him up. So, I don't know. I just got a kick out of that, and just the alligator blood thing stuck with me. All right, folks, let's do this again tomorrow. Over and out.